everybody, how are you? And welcome to Sunday night and Ask Us Anything. We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland coming to you live. That's our RV right behind us. We're actually outside and we're in the great state of Georgia tonight. We did a quick little trip and visited our son, his family, and our grandson who's about ready to graduate from high school. This was kind of the happy graduation. So it's so nice to be out in our RV a little bit. Georgia is open, but you know that's not saying we aren't going to take it easy and be careful. We've got our masks and we have gloves.
Gloves for the gas.
We've got it all, but we are so happy to be on the road. It was just so nice to travel, wasn't it?
It was. It felt like what we should be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are delighted that we have a special announcement for you tonight in a little bit about. We've been talking to you about that, the 8th of our 7-day adventure guides. This one on the Florida Keys, it's done, and we are going to make it available for sale in this show. This will be the very first announcement. It'll go out in the newsletter tomorrow and then email, but you guys will hear about it first. I think the whole idea for it came out several months ago when we were talking about how much we love Florida, and we're going to do one on the Gulf Coast and on the Atlantic, and then several of you asked do one on the Keys. So that's available in just a few minutes. We'll tell you more about it. We'll let some more of you log on. Should the signal drop, it's because I can't control the internet where we are. We're kind of remote. We're in a campground, one of our favorite campgrounds in Southwest Georgia, but you never know how the internet will go. Let's jump in and take a couple of questions. The first one is from Kate. Kate was here before anybody else this morning. And this evening. She might have been here this morning because she's number one in line. And Kate says, Jen, would you consider showing us some moves in the pool? Showcasing stretching. I do laps, but I'm impatient with stretching. Maybe with your extra time, you could do up a short water workout for us. So
our pool is so cold at the condo. Instead of getting warmer, it's getting colder. It was 76, and last I checked, it was 74. To do an aqua class, it needs to be 78. You know how to stretch. Just some of the same things that you do on land, you can do in the water. So if she wanted an aerobic workout, I'd give her all kinds of things to move. Because it's harder, you lose your body heat really quick in the water. In fact, they say if the water's cold, you're supposed to get on land and stretch.
Well,
so
they all want you to do one. So
gee.
Well, we'll see. Hey, Super Chat, that always goes to the head of the line. $1.99. Whoa, from Ignition 1991. Hello from Michigan, a fellow Mackinac fan. Thank you very much. We love Mackinac Island.
Oh, we do. I can't. I sure hope we can go there this year.
Yeah. Davis, Tandy, and Buster, now that you watched The Crown, that was our second series that we binge watched during the lockdown. You have to go back and watch the King's speech in context. Very enjoyable. Actually, yes, that would be the King George, I think, that we just watched in The Crown.
That would
Queen Elizabeth's dad.
Yeah, we should stick with this.
Yeah, we will. We enjoyed that. E Squared says, Michigan misses you 3. Beautiful day up there in the Great Lakes State. Bo is inside the RV. It's 86 degrees out here, and so it's a little warm for him. And we've got him in there with the air conditioner on. So Bo says hi, but he's inside. Some other quick comments, and then we'll get to a few things here. Hello to Linda in Mercer County, New Jersey. Applause from Nita Young. Fairbanks, Alaska. Sam Tuck checks in. Deb Castle from Massachusetts. Can't wait to go camping again someday. Here's somebody on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia.
Ooh.
Hey, mate, how are you? And Linda and Larry in Gainesville, Florida. And let's see, we've got Chris Cowley on deck. Chris is one of our moderators. He's also our graphics guy. And hey, Chris has designed some really cool new t-shirts that we'll have up here on the YouTube channel. And Chris, if you're listening, they're all good. Put them all up. Put them all up, and maybe even people will see them there. We've got one that says Fellow Travelers. We've got one that says Small House, Big Yard. A couple of different designs on that.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And we love all of these t-shirts, and Chris is the designer on that. Robin is in Northwest Montana, and Lancaster, Texas is Tanya. Phyllis Kerr, another one of our moderators, is online. Hi, Phyllis. And Ron is in upstate New York. So there you go. Now, I want to make a special announcement about our book. We are so excited about it. Now, many of you regulars know that we started a little over a year ago to produce these 7-day RV adventure guides, knowing that there's so much to see when we visit these different regions of the country. And we wanted to put something together that would give you 7 different stops so you wouldn't miss a thing, where to stay, what to see, what to do, a kind of a map of in order how you could take it either front or back. You could go, from our suggestion or reverse it, depending on where you're entering the state or the region. Well, we have 7 of them, and our 8th comes out tonight, and this is it. Here it is. You ready? Here's the cover. Oh, that's Ron. That's not the cover. Hi, Ron. Here's the cover. This is it. Our 7-day adventure of the Florida Keys, and we are so excited to have this up. It's a 65-page ebook, instantly downloadable, and it takes you from Isla Mirada and Key Largo to Marathon, down into the lower Keys, Bahia, Honda State Park, and of course several days in the southernmost city in the continental U.S., Key West. Lots of pictures, lots of maps, charts, places to stay. We are really excited to offer this to you, and it's available right now. Here's the address to get it, and it's at RVlifestyle.com/keys. I'll leave that up for a while, and you can learn all about that book. It's you can buy it as a standalone. You can buy it bundled with all 3 of our Florida books on the Atlantic coast, the Gulf Coast, and now the Keys. Or you can buy, there's even a special, as we announce this, on all 8 of our books now that you can go. But just head there. You can scroll through and get all the information you need. But we are so excited that it is finally available.
I am so happy that we got to go to the Keys, because we've been trying to get there for such a long time, and we got to sneak that in before the lockdown.
And we literally came out, and about 2 days after we got out, they locked it down. And things are starting to open up. Florida goes into phase 1 tomorrow, May 4th. Still, the state parks are open for day use now. No camping yet, but that's coming. And we're in Georgia now. That's where we are now. And Georgia has opened up. Not every place is open because some areas are really hard hit. Other areas not so bad. But, the common sense thing is be careful. Don't go where you're not supposed to go, and always wear a mask when you're out in a public controlled, in an enclosed building. So we've got our masks in the RV. We got our gloves, and when we pump gas, we use those. But boy, it's nice to be out, isn't it?
It is.
It's just
and
so
it's
nice.
86 here, and I was worried about it being too warm, but in the shade, and there's a nice breeze, and it's nice.
It's I think we're going to get some sun as it starts to set.
No.
That's west that way.
I know.
And it's coming from there. All right, Les Chanteau, and thank you. I'll put a comment in caps, and we'll know to take it. And when you have a question, put that all in caps at the start, and we won't miss any of the questions. They had shrimp from Dewey Destin.
Dewey Destin in Navarre.
In Navarre, Florida, which is open. The beach at Navarre is open. Panama City beaches are open with no restrictions. Same with Navarre. It's all great. Bev is from Beautiful Sisters, Oregon. Says, I enjoy you two very much. We've been looking hard at the Unity FX. There it is. Love the idea of 2 spaces. You've convinced us.
It is nice to have all the room.
Yeah. And we use those 2 spaces a lot, don't we?
All the time.
Yeah, we do. We really do. And it's pretty good. Wandering Ladies. Hello, Mike and Jennifer. We just got our first reservation for May 28th at Little Manatee River State Park. I believe that's in Florida. And Florida is now taking camping reservations. Still no camping, but I think they're talking perhaps by the 15th. That'll be the next call. We'll have to see what happens. Tom McAllister is getting ready to head out in 2 weeks. Hope things start opening up. From Laura, hello. Comment from Edward, just relived my childhood days. The soft serve ice cream truck called Mr. Softy came down my street in Bergen County, New Jersey. Treated my spouse with a chocolate milkshake. Boy, does that sound good.
That really sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything open around here, but that's good.
Well, we're trying to not go to the stores.
Matt Dilly's, can you run an onboard generator for a few days straight without shutting off? Well, it depends how much fuel you have or propane you have, but sure. I think you want to make sure it doesn't get too hot. You want to make sure your oil doesn't run down. That's a lot of stress to run something like that for several days straight. But most of them you can. You just monitor it. Don't let it go and not come back and check it because it can get warm, particularly if you're in a warm climate. Shannon, are y'all members of our village? I thought you were and tried finding you there. Congratulations on the travel time. We are not. We are not. I don't really know much about our village. I know some of the younger YouTubers joined it, and there was a big gathering, but we haven't had much contact with them, and we're not really members of much. We've joined Escapees, the RV club, but we're not so much joiners. Because we're always off doing stuff like this, and we're not big group people, but so I don't know much about our village. We haven't really talked much about it. Laura's headed to Panama City Beach RV Resort. Have you been there? Any tips? I haven't stayed there, but I've been there. I want to tell you, I don't know when you're headed there, Laura. That's the question. This week, right now, you're not welcome. They've made it really clear that they don't want anything but in-state people. They are not allowing camping in most places. Private parks you can. I am sure that you can stay there without any problem, but officially the state is asking people from other states stay put. Not quite yet. Almost ready. So look up, go do a search, see what the governor is recommending, and before you head there this week. I think in a week or so it's probably going to be just fine. But that's our thought. So be careful. You hear kids in the campground here running up and down the street and having fun. And here's somebody happy for your son if he can have graduation here in Montreal. The worst part is the kids will not have their graduation night. Yeah, I think that's true here and all over the place.
They're trying to figure it out, but it's a small class of only 46 kids, but you can't.
Yeah.
I don't see how they're going to do it.
And it's so sad that kids can't do that, can't participate in that. But
but
that's
the
way it is.
Fair?
Yeah, life is not fair. No one said it is, and so we came to just spend a little time with them, and I think they're going to do something, but it'll probably be for just the parents, and that's always tough. Danny's in Huntsville, Alabama. Thanks for the slide support information, very helpful. Well, thank you, Danny. Charles checks in from Dayton, Ohio. Here's a question from Kate. My Y card. You mean my Fi card. What's the name for my cell AT&T hotspot? What do I look for? Georgia, you two are so adventurous. I don't know what AT&T calls it. It's a little data card, a portable hotspot. You can ask the people at AT&T, what do they call it? The one I use is from Verizon, and it's called the MiFi, M-I-F-I. I believe that there's, every carrier has a different name. But just call your AT&T people, if that's who you're on, and ask them what's the name of your data card, of your hotspot card. And it works the same way as our MiFi does with Verizon. Hi from Tampa. This is Larry, new to the channel. Thank you, Larry. The Wandering Latinos, when you've gone boondocking. Have you ever had a scary encounter with a wild animal such as a bear, coyote, or wolf? Not boondocking.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's a good answer. We have run into a bear. We've run into
Glacier.
moose at Glacier. We've run into moose, too close for comfort. Wolves, no. Wolves stay away. Coyotes stay away pretty much. We've seen them all.
At our home in Michigan, the coyotes, boy, they really carry on.
Yeah.
We don't let our dog go outside at night. You're his bodyguard.
Yeah.
We put him on a little leash and
Because
take him
of
out in the yard.
coyotes.
And because of skunks.
And we do that at RV parks as well, because we often will hear coyotes, particularly when we're boondocking, so we always do. Anna has a question. Which RV show has the most gadgets and accessories for RV living? Our local show in Fort Worth has almost none. Well,
do you think it's Hershey?
I think Hershey and the California RV show have the most in terms of gadgets. I would probably give an edge to Hershey. Yeah, Hershey calls itself America's largest. It's the first week of September. We don't know whether they'll have one there in Pennsylvania this year. but in general, that's the largest that we have found for gadgets and accessories and all that stuff. Vendors, more of them. The California RV show has a lot. That's the first week of October in Fontana, California. And the Tampa RV show every January at the Florida State Fairgrounds near Tampa. They have a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the three big ones. So that's good. Leslie Santu says he'll heat their pool up for you. So there you go. You can have the pool heated up and I can do that video. If y'all want that, you just have to tell her and she'll...
Well, I was thinking that I can stand on the deck and tell you. And then you can...
No, I have to shoot the video. I'm just so sorry.
We'll get Kathy and Les and you in the pool.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on our NRVIA, National RV Inspectors Association? I like these guys. I think it's a great idea when you're buying a RV to be able to call in an inspector and have them give you a look at it and tell you if there's something wrong. It's kind of like a home inspection. I mean, these next to our home are the largest expenses we'll make. So I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about when you say NRVIA. I believe that's it. Let's take a look what else we got. Kind of going through. Oh, there's somebody watching us from Greece. Hi in Greece. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I guess it's morning there. It's probably after midnight there now. Jennifer, you're beautifully sun-kissed and love the color of your lipstick.
Well, thank you.
How come I never get nice comments like that? Hey, Mike, I like your shirt. Something, I don't know. So Chris is mentioning again our guide, and this is the guide we were talking about. It's a 7-day guided exploration of the Florida Keys. Just went out, if you just tuned into us. It just became available for sale. You're the first people to hear about it. You can buy it standalone, $7, or you can buy it bundled with our other 2 Florida guides, the Atlantic Coast Guide, the Gulf Coast Guide. 3 different guides for Florida. It's a little hard to see, isn't it?
Yes, this is very hard to see.
We're sitting at a picnic table with a very
wobbly picnic table.
Yeah, want to see how wobbly this is? Look at this.
You don't need to shake this thing. It might fall apart.
Okay, yeah, it might. I better get it. During lockdown in my RV, I decided to go on a keto diet. I've lost 25 pounds.
Good
and feel a lot
for
better.
you.
Well, Patrick, I've worked really hard on a non-keto diet, and it's not that hard. Just to eat potato chips and whatever you want. I've been the opposite. I don't think I've gained 25, but I might have.
Our son and his wife, Scott and Lori, they look so
Our son
good.
has been on keto for a year now, and he
looks better than when he was in high school.
He does. No.
So, and Lori, she just looks fantastic too.
I can't use the lockdown.
Okay, you lost 40 pounds once on keto.
Yeah. Well, let's see how I do. I don't know how much I've gained back in these 2 weeks.
Maybe a lot of it. But I'm gaining weight too.
Let's just
sitting around
let's
is
just move
not
on.
good.
Can we just move on?
Yes, this sitting is not good.
No, it isn't. Michael, that's why we're out traveling. Hi, Mike and Jen from San Diego. Just finished putting a fresh coat of wax on our motorhome, anticipating camping. Good for you. That is awesome.
Yeah, I've been trying to remember to pick up some wax. I got some waxing I want to do.
Bill says the Keys is near the top of his list when he hits the road.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia says, yay for the 7-day adventure Florida Keys guide. We will be getting it. Yes, thank you.
You got to go to the Keys.
Yeah.
Take your time. Allow enough time.
Yep. A lot of you have just tuned in. We're talking about this. This is our new 7-day adventure guide to the Florida Keys. Went on sale right now, just as we started. And there's where you can get more information about it. So that's good.
The Keys to me is kind of like Alaska because we've been talking about going there, wanting to go back.
We had such a great. We've been to the Keys before, but this is a longer trip. We had such a great time.
I'm just so grateful that we were able to get that in.
Yeah, us too. Us too.
You too?
Me too. Yeah, me too on YouTube. Here's a question let's move that. This came from Chill. Do you drink the water from the RV tank? We do. We have a filter that we use, and we just bought in lockdown a new zero filter, which will double filter, and we'll keep that in the refrigerator in the RV. So
I was thinking maybe I would keep it in the sink and then get another container and fill it up with the water that's been filtered.
Yep.
A glass container, something that's not a dangerous plastic.
Yeah. Well, here's a kind comment from the Wandering Latinos. We just got the 7 Days Gulf Coast book. and I assure everyone the investment is worth it. Wow, thank you. That is so kind of you.
Nice of
Thank you very much.
It is a labor of love,
Yep.
these books.
Christina says hi, y'all. She must be from down south. Sandy says hi from South Carolina. And let's kind of move on through. Christina, would you buy new or used? Well, I guess we would, it depends. I would buy, if I was just starting off, I would probably buy used and then use that until I'm used to it and then sell and try and buy new. It's a great time to buy right now. Many of the dealers have not had a lot of foot traffic in, so many of them have used. There'll probably be more of them turned in once things work out again. So I have no problem with used. Just check it over very carefully, and that's great. Patient Picker, would you recommend renting an RV if you're a first-time RVer?
I sure would. I think that's the only way to go is rent one. But, it gets tough if you've got a dog. A lot of people won't let you rent if you have dogs, pets, probably cats too.
Yeah, that's good.
But definitely rent one, borrow one, get one.
Grant, Oregon has the stay-home lockdown orders until July 6th.
Oh, man.
Announced today.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wow. I'm afraid, I hope more states don't do that, but,
Got to wear the mask.
Yeah.
But,
that is the shame.
Everybody.
And as I said, we are in Georgia, which is
We're
not
all by
on
ourselves,
lockdown.
so that's why we don't have masks on.
Here's somebody that hopes our grandson can graduate.
He's going to... we hope you don't blow up Matthew this last week.
Yeah, Matthew. Dying would be more sad, I guess so. I hope you don't, Johnny. So smart
we're all
of
going to
Oregon.
die someday, but hopefully not from
Wish
this
more
virus.
states would continue the stay-at-home order. I'm not going to even go there.
Yeah,
Some maybe. Alabama State Parks are open. Woohoo! We're headed out next weekend for Mother's Day. Dan and Jan from Destin.
And
hey, Dan and Jan.
And the bathrooms are shut. The laundry rooms are shut. You can't use those.
Yep. Let's see what else. Does your building watch over your RV in the parking lot?
No.
Is it safe to park in a public spot unattended? No, it doesn't.
And it depends on what
depends
city
on where you are, what
what
city
area.
you're in, what neighbor you're in.
Neighborhood.
But, there's nobody supervising it, and you lock it always, and be very careful. Upstate New York, Tracy Miller, thanks for checking in. Greg Myers, just de-winterized the trailer today, first shakedown trip at the end of the month. Paul Goodwin, are you heading to Michigan? Not until Michigan. Hey, there's our first sale. Came through on my watch. A little late. First sale of the new RV book. Thank you. I don't know. It didn't say who did it, but thank you.
Eventually, we're going to head to Michigan.
Eventually. I don't know. Maybe not for a long time. Michigan's locked down forever. I'm not going to say anything. But have you heard anything about when the Corps of Engineer campgrounds? I have not. Most are closed. The organized ones. There's dispersed camping is allowed. So there you go. You can make reservations for Michigan camping from June 22nd on.
And that's wonderful.
Good. That is good.
And I'm sure the bathrooms are going to be locked. And that's understandable when you want that.
Bob says, what do you recommend for roadside RV help? Bob, the secret is they're all exactly the same. It's pretty much the same company that runs them. Whether you go through Escapees or the FMCA or Good Sam. So any of those will work. I always say don't buy one if you've bought a fairly new RV. Most RV manufacturers throw in free roadside service for at least the first year. Mm-hmm. So check that out. You probably already have it if you bought a new one. Many RV dealers, even on used ones, will throw in. And when you're buying a used one, negotiate that. I want some roadside assistance. So it's pretty easy. But they're all pretty much the same. Oh, here's somebody that says I have a wonderful smile. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kate. All right. I had to pull that one out tonight, but that's good. If you use the Class B on a daily drive, is the insurance different? Yes, it probably is. Most insurance for an RV is based on part-time, not full-time use. So talk with your insurance agent. If you use it all the time and it's your second vehicle, it's going to cost you more for sure. Here's somebody that just used the NRVIA. We had a question about that. They bought a used Class A and did an extremely thorough inspection, tested everything, and Sharon Rose says she would highly recommend.
It's good.
Hey, there's
Are you going to be
there's a
constantly
bundle sale.
distracted
Somebody bought all
here?
3 of our Florida books. That's great. That's great. Have the restaurants in your neighborhood remained closed? What have you been eating during this quarantine? Have you been mainly cooking or takeout?
I have been doing a lot of cooking, and we've enjoyed it. I've never done so much cooking because you're trying to stay and you're trying not to go out.
Now we're in Florida, where we'll be leaving here, this park in Georgia tomorrow. We'll be back at our place in Florida. Tomorrow, the restaurants open with 25% capacity limits inside the restaurants.
Those that choose to open, they don't have to open.
Right, they don't have to, but those that choose can open and allow 25% of their capacity in. And if they have outdoor seating, people are allowed there.
But stay
as
apart.
long as there's social distancing. That takes effect in Florida tomorrow. Every place except Dade County and Miami. They're going regional.
A lot is opening up in Florida tomorrow. The restaurants, shopping, 25% in the stores. I mean, I can't believe that the stores are opening like that.
Yeah.
And what else? Wasn't there another big one?
What else is that? I think that's the big thing. The beaches are partially open by us.
But some counties, they're open, basically most of the day. But by us, only 5 hours. 2.5 hours in the morning, 2.5 hours about sunset.
A good comment from Richard. He says that many RV generator manuals state not to run it while you sleep in an RV. I think that is really good advice because, there is exhaust that comes out of that. If you have a window open or a leak, that carbon monoxide could get inside. Plus, I can't imagine anybody wanting to do that and be inside it because it's so noisy. So, yeah, it's crazy. Sharon wants us to do the video of Jonathan Dickinson State Park. We missed going there this year, she said.
Should you do it next Saturday?
Well, here's the videos for next week. Maybe we can get Chris to do a survey and we'll put it under the community tab. We can do Jonathan Dickinson State Park, or we can do the Everglades, or we can do the Space Coast, or we could do Jetty Park. We have 4 videos yet to edit and release on our swings through Florida. So you pick a Jetty Park, the Florida Space Coast and Kennedy Space Center, basically, and Jonathan Dickinson State Park by Jupiter, Florida, or it's actually the far southeastern end of the Everglades. As far as you can go, it's like 30 miles down the last main road, the Flamingo campground in the Everglades. So those are the 4, and we'll see what happens. Jerry, will you be attending the Leisure Travel Van Rally in Manitoba in September? It's on our schedule. We have been invited, and we would love to go. We love Manitoba, and after that we wanted to go into across the rest of the Canadian Rockies and then down to Washington or Oregon and California. But it all depends, on where we are with shutdowns, and this thing is so political now.
And this thing is going to be with us.
It's going to be with us. The politics have made it, who knows what's going to happen.
Well,
but
it's going to be with us.
But as of now, that is on our schedule, so we hope to be there. Greetings from Scottsdale, Arizona. What are we selling? I love seeing these books come through. There's another bundle. They bought all of them.
You're reminding me of Scrooge.
It's kind of fun. I get a little announcement on my watch. Have you ever heard of LTV is back open on manufacturing? Ordered our Unity in January. Feel it's going to be a long wait. I have some good news on that, Debbie. I talked to some folks there this week a couple of times. Their parts suppliers are coming back online. They hope to begin building again either midweek, late this coming week, or next week, the week after that at the latest. So they are about ready to come back on. I think you might see them on right now. So that's looking pretty good. I think there's another question. What's the latest on LTV? Hopefully, maybe yet this week to resume production. Would you recommend Lake Erie? It's a lot closer. The rental would be cheaper. Yeah, we like Lake Erie. We just did a video on Chautauqua, Lakeside, Ohio, and it's a Chautauqua, and then you can look that up here on the channel. We actually have been invited to come and lecture there about how we travel and our RV travels. And that's supposed to be the first week of August. But again, nobody knows what it makes. But in terms of Lake Erie, there's great beaches there. It's a very nice place to camp, and there's lots of spots along from Toledo really to up the other side of Sandusky and Cedar Point in that area. It's great. Debbie, do you recommend changing the locks on your RV? We've never done that, but they're all
Because you're buying a used one?
yeah. I don't think I wouldn't. That's the last thing I think that would go through my mind. I wouldn't do it.
I can see why someone would ask that question, because when you buy a house, you change the locks.
Yeah, but I didn't think I would do that. We're from Calgary, Alberta, which is a long drive to the Keys. What amount of time would you recommend for first timers? Well, you're going to have a lot of fun driving from Calgary down to the Keys, so make it a really great adventure. Just figure out 350 miles each day, and then try and spend a couple of days sometimes in some of the great attractions on the way.
And you got to figure out if you're going to try to go straight or if you're going to totally get sidetracked by all these things.
Or get our other Florida books and do the Gulf Coast and come over to the Atlantic Coast and kind of, because Florida has so many awesome places to camp and explore. And then when you get to the Keys, I think you need to at least spend a week.
You need a week.
Maybe 10 days. In our Florida Keys guide, we recommend 3 days to allow 3 days for Key West. Just 3 days in Key West to give that a try. And then that's taken a couple of days to go to Isla Mirada, and maybe if you're a snorkeler or a scuba diver, the John Pennekamp State Park, the Coral Reef State Park, right there in beautiful Key Largo. Marathon is a great place. Bo loves the dog park there in Marathon. Bahia Honda State Park, as you get down in the lower Keys. There's just so much to see. So you will love the Keys. And for everybody who is, we've got a lot of people on now, more that joined. If we're talking about the Keys, because our new book came out today, the 7-Day Adventure Guide to Florida Keys. It's an ebook, instantly downloadable, and you can get it right there.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up? Oh yeah.
Thumbs up.
I got to tell you, give us a thumbs up, will you, on the video? We always forget that, so that's pretty exciting. Give us a thumbs up, if you will. So what are your plans if not going back to Michigan? Well, I think we're going to hang out in Florida. We have, now that the state parks are open, we have at least 2 stories we want to do there. One of them we've wanted to do for years, and as we came by it this morning as we were driving, it's open, and that is the Air Force Armament Museum. It's just a fascinating collection of planes, of airplanes and jets, and we just think that'd make a great little video. We want to do that. We want to go do a video on Rocky Bayou State Park, where you can do some great kayaking. And there may be a couple of other things that we'll do. But we're going to basically stay, I think, in Florida until...
Now, that depends on me.
That depends on you, yeah.
I have a little health thing that I have to get tended to. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that.
Yeah, it's a routine thing.
It's a routine. It's
not
not a big thing.
Not a crisis or
But
anything.
it's something that I have to tend to.
Yep. All right. Mark Morrow bought the book. Hey, Mark, enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Hi, everybody from Northeast Georgia. Shakedown trip with our new travel truly went well. Watson Mills State Park in Northeast Georgia. Great little park, mostly pull-through. Georgia has some wonderful parks up in the Northeast as if you're heading up into the Great Smoky Mountains. And we're down now in extreme southeast Georgia, the park we're at now, and just really enjoying it. It was just so nice, wasn't it, to drive in the RV, and I love rural Georgia.
It's so peaceful.
Julianne says, "Can you tell the names of your books?" Well, Julianne, there's 8 guides to different areas of the country. That's the one we've been showing you about. But if you go to that thing. If you go, I got a better one. If you go to this, you'll see all of them listed. We have, let's see, Florida Gulf, Florida Atlantic, now the Keys that came out today. We have the Adirondacks parks up in upstate New York, which we did last year. That was so much fun. We have the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We have the state of Colorado. We have Yellowstone National Park, and we have Utah. Those are the 8 that are out now. We have more that are coming, lots more. We also have a guide on boondocking that's aimed at those who haven't done a lot of boondocking or are looking for a resource to help them maximize what they have done. And then I think we've got a book on how to buy an RV that we've put out as well. So if you go to that right there, that'll take you to where we are, and you can find all of our books. But it's pretty exciting. Sandy's on. She says restaurants in South Carolina can have outside seating starting tomorrow. There's a 10-page guideline book they have to go by, but they can open. That's good to see. All right, there's a vote for the Space Coast. There's somebody that wants Jonathan Dickinson State Park. Chris is going to vote Space Coast again. Let's see, Jonathan Dickinson State Park. And Chris is putting the poll right up now. And Chris, if you'd explain how they can find that. But when you log on to, when you find us here on our RV Lifestyle channel, there's a little tab that says Community. And you can vote for which one of those you want to see next. And we'll use the results of that to plan out our videos that we do every week. So it would be great. Can you use an RV in winter? And if so, what precautions?
No. Well, you can use it, but you've got to winterize it. Can't have any water that's going to freeze and break pipes and things. And when we go camping in the Upper Peninsula, our January camp out, you flush the toilet with antifreeze, and you bring your drinking water, and try not to get too fancy cooking unless you're going to cook outside.
We do a winter camp out every January in 2.5 feet of snow up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it's one of our favorite trips year in, year out. So it's pretty good. Charles wants to know, have you ever camped in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park? No, we know right where it is. It's in Ohio between Cleveland and Akron. Yep.
And
we've not camped there. It's on our list, though, to do a whole video on it this
We've
summer.
been trying to get there.
Yeah, we will have a video
We
on
sure hope we can get there.
Chris, if you want to look in the thing, there's where you could find that poll. Right there, that's the address. And you can just pull that poll up, and you can take it, tell us which videos you want us to do next.
You know what the problem is? There are so many wonderful places to go to. And then there's places that you just keep wanting to go back over and over. There's new places to explore, and then there's your favorites that you want to see again.
Tina had us. I saw these pictures, Tina. Grand Haven State Park in Lake Michigan had us shut down because of large crowds. People were not distancing or wearing masks.
Oh, dear.
Can't wait to get camping up here. Yeah, I saw those pictures. People are so desperate in Michigan to have any kind of let up.
I thought you were going to say so stupid, not to wear their mask.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You're not going to say that. Well, you got to wear your mask in a crowd. You got to.
And people are so desperate to get outside, and they want to have something to look forward to there. But I saw those pictures. Now, our beach is partially opened 2.5 hours at sunrise, 2.5 hours at sunset in Florida. And on Friday, I got out right at sunset the day they opened, and there were 100 people as far as I could see, and I could see a mile up either way in the breach. That afternoon, there were quite a few more. Yesterday morning, it wasn't bad. Yesterday afternoon, it was very crowded. We went out and sat in a chair for a while, but they were all keeping distance. And yeah, tell them about this.
And I liked what one person did. I guess it was two people. They had their chairs, and they made a circle around their chairs. This is their space.
They took the 6 foot, I think they even went like 10 foot, and they made a circle right around
They circled around.
Yeah, it was great.
Might have to put up some stakes or something.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how it was today, but the weather is just so spectacular. Yeah. In Florida, it's been a string of, a month of perfect weather. It's just beautiful, blue skies, and warm temperatures. How do you handle toll roads? By the devices? Do you buy them, or do you just pay? Well, I have the Easy Pass, which is now being recognized in more places. But the problem with toll road passes is everybody has a little different system. They're working hard to have one little device you can put in your windshield that'll work on all of them. But meantime, many of the toll roads, almost all of them that we're counting now, they have a camera. You have to pay an administrative fee, but they'll just bill you by mail after they grab a picture of your license plate.
Because it's really annoying to have to pay and pay and pay. Like from Michigan going to Pennsylvania, man.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Cynthia says hi to my favorite YouTubers. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you. That's really kind. Lake Placid, Florida is with us tonight. Question. My travel trailers developed black streaks on the aluminum siding. Any experience in how to remove them? You're asking me? I don't know.
Boy,
I don't know how
have
you
to
would do that. Do you?
get a hold of a dealership and ask them what you use.
I don't
And
know.
have them test it for you.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
sure it
Ask the
works.
dealership. I don't know. I'm not sure what you would do to that.
Don't know. Maybe somebody else knows.
We love your road trip videos. Can't wait for your next release. We can't wait to release them. I mean, I look forward to actually editing these things almost as much as going to them. And now that we have a couple more to shoot that we're down here, it's going to be much easier in Florida. Love Silver Spring State Park. I got a note from the mayor of whatever city that's in, inviting us to come down. And I got to find that note, and I meant to reply and say we're gonna do some kayaking there and a tour.
I'll have to get a kayak for Bo.
Louisiana bought the Florida book bundle. Was planning to go next winter from Canada, but we'll have to wait and see now. Thanks much. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the books. They're so much fun for us to do. We love to do them, and and if you don't like them, there's a guarantee on all of them, all of our books. As of today, I'm allowed to drive from Philadelphia to Pensacola, Florida. Will police stop me at the Florida border? Philadelphia, probably not. No, I don't think so. They're asking people not to come in, but you know where we're at right now. Here, look. There's somebody coming in. See? This is in Georgia, and the parks are open, and there are people out. So yeah, I think you'll do fine. You know, I think if you had a New York license plate, you might have somebody be asking. Don't you think?
Definitely.
Yeah. Any problems? Lockdown on your trip south? None. There's a lot of RVs on the road. I noticed them coming across the I-10 today. Lots of them. Julianne, come on up to Tennessee. Julianne, we are. Hey, Julianne, I need some recommendations of some great parks in the Nashville area. So drop me a line. We're looking forward to that. I don't think there's camping at Cuyahoga Valley National Park. I don't think there's either, but there's outside of there. There's several places. Cynthia bought the Florida Keys book. Thank you for all the work you put into the books. We've bought them all. Thank you, Cynthia. You make our day, and we have like 20 more we want to do. So, and that's just for the next year or so. So we got more after that. Jillian says they have Department of Transportation workers who will stop to ask where you're from and send you on your way. That's not true, Jillian. So don't worry about that. That is not true. Not true. Also, I mean, I'm telling you, it's not true. So don't believe that. Department of Transportation people have no police authorities. They can't stop you, but that's just not happening. So be careful, guys. Don't pass around hearsay unless you know it's true. That is not true. As of today, can I drive? That's the question. You're asking it again. You will not be stopped. Hi from Ontario. Nice day there. 66 degrees. Getting warmer up north.
Sounds good.
Weather in northwest New Jersey was great yesterday. 80 degrees there. Wow, that is awesome. Paul bought a 27-foot coach house. Do you think we can travel like you guys? What restrictions? Well, that's a pretty big RV, but 27 feet is 2 feet bigger than ours, 2 feet longer. So you should be able to go in probably most of the parking spots. You'll be able to get in.
Mm-hmm.
The sun's going down.
It is.
Yeah. Norm says Campco has a product to remove black streaks.
Okay,
good.
That's good to know.
I'll have to remember that. Campco has a product for everything, right? All right. Folks, I'm going to ask you one time not to keep repeating the same question.
Well, that's because you don't answer it.
Well, I do answer it, but I'll get it. If you say question like this one, I mean, I've answered that now, and it's been on there about 5 times. I do answer it, so don't ask it again, because that confuses me, and I get confused so easily because I'm trying to talk and then read the questions,
and it's too far away from me. I can't really see it.
We didn't select no toll roads on our Garmin a few years ago going to Acadia, I bet, and ended up near New York City on the turnpike. Yeah, that's the thing when you have a GPS. Look at the settings, and you can set it for no toll roads if you want. So that's good. Let's see what else we got. And I think I caught up with all of them. We are going to kind of give you one more last pitch here about as we look for the last bit of questions to come in, and then we are going to go fishing. We're going to go over back to our son's place, and we're going to catch some fish.
Sounds like a good time.
Are you all right?
I'm good.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. This is the book that we just came out with today, and that's the cover of it. Our 7-day adventure guide to Florida. So check it out, and it's there. We invite you to look at all of our books. You can find them all right there. And that's but we're really excited about the new Keys book. Brandon's waiting for his new FX to be built. It's delayed due to the COVID. What's the one thing you wish you could change on the FX? What would we change? That's a good question. We've never been asked that. Anything we'd change?
No, I mean,
I know what I'd change.
What would you change?
The lock on the bathroom door. I don't like that lock.
Okay.
I would probably make a real door on it too.
Well, I know why they made the door that they made. They made it so you have room, it goes out.
Yep.
So you have room when you're in the bathroom.
Yep.
And then they make it so it goes the other way, so that when you bring out your desk, you've got room to work.
Yeah.
So there's a reason the door is made the way it is. I was saying what I miss the most is outside storage.
Yeah, probably a little more storage outside.
Yeah, I couldn't bring my favorite chair, but I don't have time to sit on it anyway.
You look at the sky chair.
Yeah.
Like. Jackie, one of my favorite in Nashville is Two Rivers Campground, northeast of town near Grand Ole Opry. Well, that's where we want to go, the Grand Ole Opry. We love it.
Yeah.
Last question of the night from Louisa. Do you ever rust-proof your Class B since you spend time in Michigan during the winter? We don't. Never have.
But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't do a lot. We do a little bit of driving through the slush to go up to Quamanon Falls, and then we get out of Michigan usually right after that trip. Yeah. And it goes pretty good. Hey, listen, everybody, thank you so much for being with us. The weather's great. The rest of the country is starting to open up, but use common sense. Follow what the local guidelines are for people. Be very careful.
Now, this is the lithium batteries.
Richard said you previously said you would want lithium batteries on your Unity. I do have them on my Unity.
See, we have them on ours.
Yeah, we have them, Richard. We have them put in, and that was good. So that works great. Can I fly from Pennsylvania to Florida with no restrictions? I don't know. At the airport, you might be asked if you came from New York. For a while, they were stopping people, on the main routes coming into Florida to make sure there weren't people from New York or Louisiana. But those have
basically, weren't they telling them to self-quarantine for 2 weeks?
They were from those areas. So that's great.
It's changing every day. It's hard to keep track, and then every state it's different.
Did you bring your bikes? If so, can you talk about pass? It's not due to no. If not, is it due to no bike pass? We didn't take it because we were working. We didn't really have, and then we got caught in the shutdown, and here we are now. Every day we
had our bikes.
We wish we had them.
And it is very hard to ride a bike when you have a dog, a big dog like Bo, who wants to go with you every place. Because I would never dream of riding a bike with him on a leash.
Well, this is a good question. What's our most costly expense when you travel?
Probably gas.
Yeah.
Gas, and then
and if you stay at a park,
if you stay at campgrounds,
that's why we try not to do that.
And then food, it's all how gourmet you want to eat, whether you cook your meals and what you cook versus eating out.
Some people say that they want to go full time because they think it's a way to save money, and I don't. I suppose it is if you live, on BLM land and eat rice and beans and rice, as Dave Ramsey says, but it's not really a cheap way to live at all. It's not terribly expensive if you're frugal.
And some people love the challenge of trying to get by on as little as possible.
Yeah.
And others don't care that much.
For us, we love to eat out. We love to experience regional foods, and we really enjoy that. We take in museums and attractions. But probably food and campgrounds would be the biggest expense items that you consistently meet. And then maybe every now and then, and gas. But gas is so cheap now. Well, we have diesel, which isn't cheap.
Can you say how a big newspaper that everybody would know the name of contacted you and wanted to do a story about RVing?
Oh, yeah.
It's your story.
Yeah, I got a call from a major newspaper.
Yeah, don't say the name.
Why?
Well, because it was a stupid question. Well, I shouldn't say it was a stupid question.
The Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal. And these are our friends. They wanted this big interview, and the reporter had this thing that all these folks were driving around from place to place and having a great time, and gas was cheap, and they were having a vacation during the shutdown. And I said, no, that's not the case at all. That most of them are hunkered down, and some of them are having problems finding places as different states close. And I mean, she actually said, well, that's not the story I thought that it was. I guess we won't do it. And so they didn't
That
do
took
it.
care of that.
But they go in with this preconceived idea, because most RVers I know, almost all of them, I don't know anybody that didn't. They all have pretty much stayed
Have been
put
responsible.
and been very responsible. And I think the New York Times just did a story. They had our friends Mark and Julie from RV Love on it, where they did talk about the challenges. They picked up the right story, but it wasn't the reporter from the Wall Street Journal. She got it all wrong. All right, we're out of here. I'm going to go catch some catfish. It's getting dark, and that's when they bite, they tell me. So we had a great time with you. Last call on our book. I just love the cover on it. There's the cover. 7-day adventure. This is our 8th 7-day adventure guides. Great price on it. You can bundle it with our other Florida books or all of our books. Go to that address right there, and you'll learn all about it. Newsletters coming out tomorrow. We'll tell more about the books. We'll have lots of inside information. Some of the RV news. We'll keep up with what's happening during the shutdown.
Do you think if I sit closer to you, the bugs will go to you instead of me?
Yeah, there are bugs.
They're getting me.
Yeah, there are bugs out here, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're tougher than me.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to grin and bear it. All right, guys. Hey, we love you all very much. Take care. Be safe. If you are in a place where you can go and travel, it's just starting to open up. Make sure you have masks. When you get gas, wear masks.
Gloves.
Wear gloves at the pump. Throw away the gloves after you pump, and just practice safe stuff.
Got a whole different way of living, and it's going to be with us.
Yep, it is. Stay safe. We love seeing you guys. We'll talk to you later on. Bye-bye.
Happy trails.